Hello everybody, my name is Masterofroflness and welcome to a 9-player FFA on a lava planet using the new patch 59549, which adds in a bunch of new content into Planetary Annihilation. So over here we have Mr. Ellister going with the 2 bot factory build, in fact the tier 1 bot factory build, then into the tier 2 bot factory. Going to be seeing a lot of new units coming out of this guy pretty soon. We have Mr. UWCS demo going for the bot factory and a couple of fabricators. That's a lot of metals over here and maybe some over here, but he will be counteracted by the massive spam of skidders going out by Rastaman over here, going with 5 skidders, in fact 6 skidders, and maybe even going for a 7th. Nope, not quite. He's actually stopped producing any more skidders, which is good for him, as skidders are, even though very powerful early game against especially fabricators, not really powerful mid game, as ants will destroy them. We have Oster, Kings over here going for the ant, and then a couple of buildings, not really expanding that much. Good for him. We see a first bit of action coming out from Yellow, going on to attacking some of these fabricators. Will he be able to get one? Skitter range does seem to be decreased, as well as the fire rate and the damage output. So he is able to constantly heal up this fabricator as he's building up the max over here. So it seems like there's no damage being done by this skitter at all onto this fabricator bot. So that's a pretty interesting nerf, actually, nerfing the damage on the skitters. It seems like one dox will be able to take out that skitter. And it also seems like Yellow has a very spread out base over here, which is good for him. Spread out bases are definitely the way to go. We have an air factory and a bot factory coming out from Black. From Blue, we have, again, advanced bot factory, as well as the tier 1 bot factory, going with actually a Stinger and then doxes. So he's going to be immune from early air pressure, which is really good for him. We have also the 2 bot factories, air factory, and then the advanced air factory coming out from Green. So possibly we're going to see some Hornets and just some early game pressure with the air. And here we go, Superman going for the early orbital launcher. We're going to see orbital units really soon in this game. As you guys are not aware, orbital launchers have been changed from a tier 2 building to a tier 1 building. So you're able to get out orbital units relatively quicker than before, which is really nice. We're still going on with that ant production, and White just doing what he does best, staying to the topmost part of the map, sort of staying secluded. And over here we see the orbital launcher coming out, so that's why he was so secluded and not really building up a lot of units, because he wants those orbital units out as quickly as he possibly can. Let's see if I missed anybody. Seems like a lot of players right now, but so far a lot of these players aren't really doing much, except for T-Pound for 2, who's basically just doing fuck all but masturbating. We already see the Astraeus being built really fast, so Orange is going to move out of this planet and possibly go to the metal planet right next door. The metal planet does have 79 metal spots, so that's really good for him. He will be able to get a nice sized economy. And over here we see an early engage between Pink and Yellow right now, but since there is a missile turret over here and potentially another missile turret being built, I assume that maybe Pink will be able to fend off against this ant push. Maybe a laser tower would be a little bit more appropriate. Now, I'd like to see... there we go! Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Inferno! The flame tank of Planetary Annihilation. This bad boy is able to have a ridiculous amount of damage onto these structures, as well as possibly bots. But let's see it in action, actually, as I haven't seen a lot of action from the Inferno, aside from some AI testing, and we're already seeing some spinners coming out. So Yellow is prepared for some early game air defense. In fact, spreading out his base defenses as well as his air defenses quite nicely, so that he's not caught off guard by an early bomber attack. But I don't know if they're really effective, as they're spread out and isolated, and one spinner isn't really going to be the end all be all for air defense. Definitely needs a lot more. Orange has left his commander and is probably left to the new planet. Mr. Red going for the tier 2 and then a tier 1 ant spam. So we are going to see a lot of levelers coming out. Now, a lot of players have been suggesting that maybe levelers are indeed... Ooh, pounders. What are pounders? I did not see this. So have the ants' name been changed to pounders? Let me just check this out really quick. Yes, ants have been changed into pounders. Time to pound some ass, probably. So already we see the skitter going to do some damage on the radar, but again, skitters have been nerfed, like I said beforehand, and like we saw beforehand, which means that the skitters aren't going to do a lot of damage, and indeed they're just going to be kind of like a little sort of a scouting vehicle rather than a harassment vehicle. Tier 2 from the Mr. Black over here is going to come out. He's going to build some tier 2 vehicles, which is really good. Blue still hasn't gotten up that tier 2 bot factory. That's really bad for him. And an umbrella coming out, so I'm guessing he's a little bit fearful of Orange's orbital launchers as well as the other players. So he's probably getting the umbrella just in case. Ooh, Orange going for the teleporter. Sneaky, sneaky business. So you guys don't know what a teleporter is. It basically allows you to transport units between planets and between different areas of the map in order to sort of kick ass and chew bubblegum. Now, Yellow, you're leaving your Inferno clearly unprotected. You should definitely use them for something and not just die. He will lose one Inferno. Tragic loss. But we are going to see the power of the Inferno in a second. Oh, no, we will not. The missile turret defense was way too strong. He needs a little bit more flame tanks and a little bit more artillery defense. So Spinners were able to fire off some missile shots at the Fireflies, but it was just not enough because there's not enough of air defense really going on to pose a serious threat to those Firefly scouts. So those Fireflies will be a little bit safe. We see Green going for an advanced air fab instead of that's strange. Instead of Hornets, a little bit weird. Will we see gunships? Now that's going to be really interesting. I'm not seeing a lot of artillery play coming out from these players, unfortunately. Seems like the players maybe don't think artillery is that good. We did see a couple of Infernos and Pounders, although they have been changed and there's still ants, are still a viable spam option nonetheless. Blue over here getting the orbital deep space radar, so he probably has already seen Orange come out and expand somewhere else. We're already seeing the first kill going off against the Fabricator vehicle by Pink over here, so Pink already chalks up one kill for himself on the Fabricators, which is really good. You always want to kill those Fabricators as fast as you possibly can. He's gonna go after these metal extractors, which is really good. What is this? Orbital fabrication bot? Orange, you sneaky dog. You're probably going for those orbital laser platforms, aren't you? Ha. Bad boy. And whoa, what is this? What is this? The Alpha Commander from White already pushing against Orange at fringes of his base and attacking a couple of metal extractors and power plants. Now, because Orange doesn't have a lot of metal extractors or power plants, he's not going to be able to pretty much survive or rebound from this loss of eco. In fact, he really needs to build up these structures as quickly as he possibly can, because one power plant may not make much of a difference, but it will make a lot of difference later on in the game, especially if you're building high cost orbital units and high cost buildings, and like the teleporter. And we're already seeing a massive ant push or pounder push from Kinks over here. Does Orange see it? He does see it, but he doesn't know that it's ants. The pounder is gonna roll forward. They're gonna pound the asshole of Superman over here unless he's able to do something. Teal was killed, but that's because he was inactive. And over here we see that the Doxes are just standing up to the ants, and they are not effective, not at all. It was super ineffective, and they were just completely decimated. Single layers defense towers are coming out from Orange over here, but will it be enough? I'm not sure, but will it blend? Maybe so. And they're taking quite a beating, but still not enough. The power plants are going down, and again, he cannot lose this much eco. Orange, you're losing too much eco. If you keep losing the eco like this, you are going to fall behind. Holy crap, the power plants are going down. The single defense towers are going down. Nothing can stop this massive ant push. It seems like the ants are really OP against the Orange player over here. It doesn't matter that Orange has lost his buildings over here, however, in the end, because he has moved away from this planet. But it will put him at a severe disadvantage. Across the other side of the map, we see Yellow going on with the Pounder Inferno build. A couple of Infernos are still out on the field, and the Pounders are moving forward. Red does see this, however, and will be able to scout out. Red. Pink will be able to see this, however, and will be able to counteract any movements that Yellow is going to use against him. In fact, we're already seeing one of those counters right now. Pink is going for the southernmost point of Yellow's base, while he's taking a contingent of forces to the north side of his base, and he was able to move down these Doxes over here to the southern side of Yellow's base due to the fact that Yellow is too preoccupied on his northern sector, while the Pink's forces over here are killing off a lot of power plants right now. Two have gone down. Will more go down. A ton of Fabricators are going down. A ton of stuff are going down. Yellow, you're not really moving out your troops. You have the Infernos, you have the Doxes, you have the Pounders. Kill some units, goddammit. The sniper bots from Mr. Pink, however, actually no, the Stingers, I'm sorry about that. I thought they were sniper bots. The Stingers coming out from Pink, however, are staying stationary, just waiting for the right time to strike, using their missile silos to be able to kill any air defense that comes in their way. But so far, no air units are a threat right now. And we do see that Orange's teleporter does go down, and the majority of his power plants and metal extractors does go down as well. So that means Orange is in a really bad situation in terms of eco. And Yellow over here, his commander is completely exposed. His commander needs to get a little bit closer to these Doxes so he can use that D-gun and eliminate this entire force. He's losing too much HP. He won't die to these Doxes, but he will be relatively close. The Pink's units over here are doing a tremendous amount of damage, taking out 5 power plants as well as the bot factory. 6 power plant gone down. That is way too much damage. What is going on, my friend? Yellow, you need to get your ass in the game right now. You're not moving in your units. You're not defending against this massive cleanup over here. He was able to take out the majority of Doxes from Yellow. I mean, the Pink, but it's just not enough because he's lost too much shit over here. Even he's able to kill off these units, it doesn't even matter because he's lost too much eco. Another wave of Doxes are moving forward. And a tier 2 from Pink over here is being built. Now over here from Blue, we see a large amount of Dox spam, a large amount of Dox spam, and we do see some stingers all around, but we're not seeing a lot of sniper bots. That's a little bit weird. Umbrella is out. Still, I feel like Blue hasn't really been expanding that much. We do see that Green is continuing to build. Ooh, what is this? Base flyers? I didn't know about these units, so it's a little bit curious as to what a base flyer is. I do believe these are the infamous gunships. If so, we're going to see the gunships in action now, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot wait to see what they can do. Red is moving forward with his... Are these Inferno spinners? Yes, they are spinners. He's moving forward with his spinner and pounder play, going forward the massive cleanup of Orange over here, going to take out the teleporter as well as the majority of his eco. White continuing to be untouched, so he's going to continue on just frolicking about, not really caring about anything in sight. Black over here still building up his forces, still kind of doing the shebang and not really giving a fuck about anything. Seems like Yellow, what are you doing? No, Yellow. So even though Yellow was able to kill off these Doxes over here, he did lose his commander over here due to a massive amount of Doxes from the second wave of Doxes that was coming from Pink's base, just going over and completely decimating his commander. And because he was inactive in his movement, he didn't move his units a lot, he didn't move his commander a lot, he didn't move in to do the basically the D-gun blast, as well as he didn't even heal the commander. He was very careless in his protective care of his commander. So not a lot of nukes coming out, not a lot of orbital stuff coming out as well. And Pink will be able to expand from the death of his neighbor over here, Orange, and he will be able to claim a lot of mexes, which is really good. So Pink is in a very strong position. Black as well. We're not seeing also a lot of new units. A little bit of a shame. We do see the Infernos, but we're not seeing them in use. Hopefully that'll change in the future. Pink over here going for the orbital fabrication bot, so we're going to have to see what happens to that orbital fabrication bot. What will he be able to build from that? He was able to build a solar array, but will he be able to build something else? You never know. In fact, these orbital fabrication bots look like air fabricators just on drugs. Look at them. They're so far from land. What are you doing, air fabricators? Get the fuck down. Hopefully Uber will change the model of the orbital air fabricator. I mean, not orbital air, but orbital fabricator bots in order to change them into basically any unique different model instead of looking like the air fabricators in general. Anyway, so Blue, not really doing much. Getting probably tier 2, maybe energy. I would love to see energy. Energy would be very nice. Not building a lot of units. He does have a lot of units, but he's not building a lot more, which is a little bit bad. You always want to continuously build units in Planetary Annihilation. Another change that has been done to Planetary Annihilation in order to make things a little bit better for players is to increase the build times. I mean, not increase the build times, decrease the build times of units so that spamming is more encouraged, as well as reducing the effectability of artillery buildings, which is actually really good. We're seeing an anchor right now. Now the anchor is moving about, frolicking away, going like wee dee I'm a little butterfly. Red going for the nuclear missile launcher, while White is going to go over here and try to clear out some of Orange's buildings, but it's just not enough. These Doxes aren't going to do much. Large contingent of Doxes from Blue are going to move forward and try to attack Green, while Black's levelers and ants are going to group up and try to do some sort of play against Blue. The ants are marching one by one, hoorah, hoorah. I mean, the Doxes are moving forward one by one, hoorah. Stingers are going to be able to do some damage on that air units from green, but it's just not going to be enough, as there's just not enough stinger support. There's just not enough firepower from the stingers, but the Doxers will be able to clean up the majority of units that come past. Now the base flyers are over here. Are you going to turn them around? Use them against blue's units. Come on, green, you gotta use them. Come on, man. It's all over. No, you're already going to lose your orbital launcher. In fact, maybe even your tier 2 metal extractor. That is a really bad loss. Commander is moving forward to try and counteract this massive push with a bunch of fabricators. He will be able to maybe defend against this. And here comes the base flyers. These flyers are going to come about and do a surprising amount of damage, but a lot of them are being lost due to those stingers. Focus the stingers. Don't focus the Doxes. Damn it, man. You just lost the majority of your base flyers due to very bad targeting right now. Seems like the commander will go down if a D-gun isn't being used. I'm not sure why a D-gun hasn't been used. The base flyers are doing a massive amount of damage. There goes the D-gun, but I think it was already a little too late. Or was it? No, it was not. The base flyers combined with the commander were able to clean up that massive contingent of Doxes, but the damage has been already done, as Black's forces over here are going to move forward with the pounders as well as the level support and the Doxes to just try and destroy blue. And blue's already building an anti-nuke, but he's not building a lot of units, and he really does need to do that. Now, from what we can tell from green's base flyers over there, base flyers are really good units with a massive amount of fire rate at their disposal, but the problem with gunships, or base flyers for that matter, is that if they do get focused down by anti-air, most notably stingers, which are actually the weakest of the anti-air structures and units, then they are going to be annihilated. So base flyers are a very weak air unit, but they can do a surprising amount of damage if left unchecked. So they're probably a very good anti-dox or anti-pounder for this case unit, which is actually really good. So pink is continuing his orbital production, as well as white just fucking around pretty much. But now blue is in a very tough spot right now. He's moving forward his ants and his Doxes and his stingers, but he's not really confronting this massive push of pounders and levelers. There we go. So the levelers have been nerfed just a tad. We're going to see them in action right now. Will they be able to annihilate units with one shot like in the past, or will they take a little bit more fire in order to kill wholesale armies? We will have to see. Doxes are closing in on the ants on the left side, but they're just not fast enough. They're not doing enough damage, and the ants were able to turn around and fire a full volley of shots at these Doxes over here. That's a really bad for blue right now. He will lose all of his forces if he's not careful enough. I think he should stop this attack right now and just focus in on maybe trying to trade with blue, or instead keeping his units back and then with the help of the commander clean up. But right now he just lost all of his units for free, and that was a big no-no. And let's see if he's able to kind of build an Astraeus really quickly and then get the commander away. The problem is that there's a bunch of hummingbirds over here that will stop blue from ever using that Astraeus. Hornets coming out, destroying a large chunk of the Alpha Commander's health, as well as the large chunk of the buildings that were around this area. The bombing runs are being very effective right now at killing the majority of the Alpha Commander's health. Let's see, maybe 2 more bombing runs and then that's it. Ooh, only 1. I was wrong, and now blue is out of the game. Not enough base defenses, folks. Not enough base defenses. Pink has done a phenomenal job at expanding. Green is still struggling, but he has built a ton of base flyers. So that means if he ever is up against ants or maybe even Doxes, bam, he'll have enough base flyers to defend. Now, Hornets, on the other hand, however, are really strong. So I hope that maybe some of these players will build maybe flak towers. No flak towers have been built, however, so that's a little bit weird. You would assume that flak towers would now be made, considering that air is such a very dominant force on this map, considering the map size. But unfortunately, no flak towers have been made, so that means a lot of these players will only have tier 1 air defenses to defend them, not tier 2 with the flak tower, so that's a little bit bad. Black is moving forward with a bunch of his ants, going for the mighty juicy base of Pink over here. Pink doesn't have a lot of forces. In fact, no forces at all. He's completely open on the left side. This is really bad for Pink right now, as Black will be able to clean up his base. White is still continuing to just build up a ton of base defenses and just kind of chill out for now. He has been building some landmines. The fabrication bot combat, or is it the fabricator combat bot? I'm going to call it the fabricator combat bot. So the fabricator combat bot is able, if you guys don't know this, to put down landmines as well as heal up units on the field and a bunch of other features. So that's a little bit awesome, but at the same time, White's not using this effectively. He's really just building like a massive grid of landmines, but not really in an array that would prevent a massive invasion. So that means that if White does get attacked, sure, the first few units of the invading army will be destroyed. However, what will actually happen is that the second, third, and fourth waves of those invading army will just be completely destroyed. And green goes down. What happened to green? We'll check that in a minute. Right now, black is pushing up against pink, however, but pink has a ton of doxes. Will pink be able to push forward? I'm not sure. He's really close to the ants right now. Maybe, just maybe, he can pull a victory out of his ass right now. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He will be able to pull it out of his ass if he just continues pouring in units on this massive amount of units over here. Come on, keep on attacking black units. Keep on attacking Commando 36. You have made a grave error in attacking the mighty army of pink right now, and you will be able to clean up all these ants. That's very good. Now let's see what happened to green a few seconds ago. Oh, green. Oh, green. Green. What happened to green? Ah, there we go. There is green. And we're going to speed this up just a bit to see what happened to green. So green was building up a ton of ants, a ton of doxes. There's his base right over there. Oh, and black just moves in with a bunch of hornets and basically annihilates green's commander. Yikes, man. That sucks big dongers. In fact, there we go. One more bombing run, and then he's dead. Now, I think green made a big tactical error in not getting flag towers. In fact, a large majority of these players aren't really using flag towers. They're not using the landmines effectively. They're just kind of building a lot of units and really sort of staying to the same old strats that worked in the previous builds, but not really experimenting that much. A little bit of experimentation has gone to a lesser extent, but not a lot. In fact, this player is actually AFK. That's a little bit strange and a little bit suckish. But yeah, not a lot of experimentation going on about, just using the same old strats that these players have known and used time after time again, which is a little bit bad considering that the meta has changed in this game drastically, considering new units have been added in. So, that out of the way, White, you're going to need to actually build a few of these landmines with some layers deep. Like, you need to build 1, 2, 3 lines of landmines, not 1 or 2 and just leave them, because the first units of the invading army will be killed, like I said beforehand, but the second or third waves of those invading armies, yeah, they're going to live and they're going to kick your ass. So that's something that these players need to keep in mind. Let's see what was happening with yellow, because yellow has been in a relatively strong position probably. Ooh, what is this? Pink is escaping with his commander and going to the other planet, but I don't think it matters anymore considering that black is over here chilling out. I mean, not black, orange is over here chilling out. Ooh, we can already see that orange has already expanded to a large majority of this planet, building a ton of units, building a ton of ants, having the teleporter up, and having a ton of eco. So orange is probably the strongest eco in the game right now, but if black's able to build some intercontinental ballistic missiles, he will be able to annihilate orange's base. We already see that the advanced bot snipers are being built, as well as the slammers, which are called Jill E. A little bit weird. Okay, so oh no, slammers are called slammers and the bot snipers are called Jill E. That sounds like, I don't know, that sounds like a porn star's name. Anywho, so now air orbital units coming out from orange on this planet. A little bit weird considering that the Astraeus from red right now, actually, is that red? Is that red? Yes, from red is right now orbiting the planet, but I don't think it matters right now since red is currently out of the game. So it wasn't actually, oh, pink is actually coming too. Never mind. So it was actually pink who was also moving about with his Astraeus. So it seems like it will be pink, red's dead body, and basically orange on that planet. And already, while I was going by covering another planet, we see Mr. Black moving forward, attacking some of Pink's buildings right now, destroying a massive chunk of these power plants over here, killing off a ton of Pink's units right now. We are seeing the slammers coming out to try and counter this. Slammers are pretty good against ants. They're not as good as levelers, but currently it's still undecided if levelers have been nerfed a lot or not. Slammers, however, with the help of the Jill E's as well as the doxes, are going to be able to clean up that vehicle nonsense. So now we see a pretty good bot heavy build coming out from pink right now. Black, on the other hand, is moving forward with a ton of ants and a ton of doxes, destroying Pink's base right now. Black has done a phenomenal job at expanding and rapidly building massive amounts of buildings right now, as well as units. Now, I would like to see Black use a little bit more unit variety right now. Build some Infernos, build some more higher tech units, and maybe some base flyers, and annihilate a huge portion of Pink's base with them. But alas, it seems like that is not the case. Jellies as well as Slammers are going to join the Doxes in this massive battle. The Doxes as well as the Slammers need to get a little bit up close and personal with these ants so that the sniper bots will be able to annihilate the ants from afar. A little bit of lag coming out from these planets over here. A little bit unfortunate to say the least, but that is Planetary Annihilation in the nutshell, kiddos. Still in beta and still rocking on strong. A huge amount of these black carcasses are going to fall upon the planet. Now, it seems like Pink is in a relatively bad situation. He needs to build a lot more. Holy shit, what is this? So Black, instead of focusing his efforts on one front, is now continuing his efforts on both fronts, attacking the eastern front of Pink's base as well as the western front of Pink's base with a massive contingent of pounders and levelers. He will be able to annihilate Pink's power supply over here and his power supply over there. So Pink is virtually sandwiched in between both of these armies. And unfortunately, because Pink was moving his commander to the other planet with Orange, that means that Pink is in a really, really bad situation in a nutshell. In fact, no, wait, Pink's commander is still over here, so I'm guessing he must have canceled his movement from the new planet to the old planet, which actually kind of does suck. But then again, I guess he had to, considering that Orange has already colonized that planet and has a ton of units over here to defend against any sort of attack. Now then, let us see what is happening at Orange's base. Orange using his teleporter and moving out the massive chunk of units that have been building on his, basically his new planet to this old planet over here where his base was, using the laser defense towers effectively as well as... Actually, there's no flag towers. God damn it, guys. You need to build flag towers. But using the laser defense towers as well as the power plants in order to block off this teleporter. And just through sheer perseverance, he was able to continue building this teleporter and keeping it alive so that he can have a ton of units pour out and become the Mongol horde of this planet right now. So really, really bad stuff coming out. But we're seeing the base flyers moving away from this massive chunk of units. However, I don't see any anti-air defenses. Holy shit, there's no anti-air defenses. You know what this means, kiddos? It's the base flyers scramble. So they're basically, Superman's forces are kind of like the Nazgul onto the Gondor cavalry in the Return of the King, where the Nazgul were just basically destroying Gondor's cavalry with no competition from any other units whatsoever due to the lack of air forces, because the Eagles, my friends, were not about to risk their lives defending the worthless race of men. But unfortunately, Hummingbirds have come back, so the Eagles have come back, and they are going to be able to chase over after these base flyers and eliminate them. That is a surprising amount of damage that the base flyers were able to do, and base flyers uncontested will be able to annihilate wholesale armies. So I'm guessing that base flyers in the future will be used with a lot of anti-air, as well as being used with a lot of support. So they're mostly supportish units, not really able to take on bases or armies head on. We're seeing some pelters being used by Pink over here. Now, pelters have been nerfed so that they're less effective against units now. However, because these pelters are attacking tier 1 units, they are going to be able to do a ton of damage. And because there's just so many pelters right now, they're just going to be able to annihilate these units one after the other. And the AoE is damn impressive. The commander is going to be able to destroy these funneled in units, and right now Black is in a really, really bad spot. He's in between two tier 2 factories with a large amount of health, with the Doxes and the Stingers and everything just moving in, able to annihilate these units, and the Catapult moving in as well, going to be able to clean up that massive assortment of units. But the damage has been already done. The majority of Pink's power plants have been destroyed, majority of his bases have been destroyed, majority of his factories have been destroyed, and now Pink is going to be attacked by Orange's rampaging Mongol horde, as well as the massive amount of answers that are coming out from Black, however. So this is really, really bad for Pink right now. Pink does have a ton of orbitals, but I think the damage is already done. There's nowhere to hide. You can't run to the other planet. Orange is already there, and Black is going to be able to clean you up if you stay here, and Orange is going to be able to clean you up if you stay here. You're just fucked, man. You should just GG or die in a blazing field of glory, and take out as many as you can with you. So I think what Pink should do is move his commander into the docks, basically production line of Black, move into Black's main base, and self-destruct himself, doing a ton of damage and allowing Orange to have a better time against Black. So this is really, really unfortunate for Pink. However, Black is continuing to build up a ton of units. Some anchors are being built. That is very, very, very good. They're going to fly around and go like, wee, I'm a little flying orbital. Some of Black's units are also not being used. It's a little bit of a bad play, but I don't think it matters too much in the grand scheme of things. White still working on strong. There you go, getting the 2 fields of mine fields instead of the 1 field of minefield, so that's really, really good. So if these units from Orange do pass forward these mines, the first and second wave will be entirely destroyed, which is actually really, really good. I would like to see more base defenses being accompanied with these mines, however, and I would like to see some wall placement, because that would be very, very, very good indeed. But for now, I'm very, very happy from what White is doing. Seems like Black and Orange are the biggest players on this map right now, considering that Pink is almost all but destroyed, as of the case when Orange did attack him, as well as Black at the same time. Orange will be changing targets, however, and going for more of Black's expansions, and then maybe later on Black's entire base. But Black does have a ton of units at his disposal on standby. He has a ton of base defenses. He does have a really, really good eco, and here, there we go, we have the nuclear missile launcher. So Black is in a position of power. Now, will he be able to exert that power? We'll have to see, as he has been very, very concerned with dealing with Pink, however, not really much of anything else. Gillies will be able to focus fire and attack these ants from afar. So as you can see, the Gilly range is right now pretty damn good. But so far, it seems as though Black has been on a little bit of the biting end when it comes to sort of a unit variety. He's not really using a lot of different units. He's, again, just using sort of standard run-of-the-mill pounder. So he really should be investing in Jill-E's. I think maybe a Jill-E spam would be really, really powerful, especially if Pink has range as well as intel over Black, because then the Jillies will be able to attack these units from afar and do a surprising amount of damage, which they are doing right now. He will be able to catch these fabricator bots from Black off guard, which is actually a really, really big loss, as there goes all of Black's production on the western side of the map. So he is going to have to divert some attention now from his factories from producing military units to producing fabricators, which is a little bit unfortunate. Orange is to kill, continuing his rampage right now. Unfortunately, Mr. Superman, there are no unit cannons right now in this beta patch, which is a little bit unfortunate. Black isn't supporting this nuclear missile launcher, which is a little bit of a sad turn of events, but that seems to be the case with a lot of players micro. Over here we see that Black is desperately trying to build some towers, and he will be able to get the tier 2 towers as well as the tier 1 towers out, but will he be able to get the mighty tier 3 wall spam coming out? The mighty wall spam at the last second. There goes all the units from Orange right now. A big and terrible loss, as the Pelters will be able to annihilate tons and tons of units, as well as the single laser defense towers. Orange will be able to move across and basically avoid the walls, but will he be able to kill the towers? No, he will not. Holy shit, the Slammers go down and the Doxes go down. A little bit of a sucky situation for all players involved. Ooh, there seems to be a mosquito on my monitor. Go away, go away, go away, go away. How dare you. Pink is going to counterattack Black's forces right now, going for his massive Jilly spam and Dock spam, as well as Slammers, and annihilating these ants. I'm honestly thinking that the Jillies are more stronger than what we give them credit for, as their range as well as their firepower is basically really damn good. And the combat medic over here is surprisingly awesome for these units, as they will be able to heal as well as move forward and kill off Black's base. I honestly think that maybe he should invest more mexes as well as energy into more combat medics, as the more combat medics he has, the more stronger of this force will become, and he will be able to heal all the move as well as heal more rapidly due to that. Pink should really go after these factories, because then that will be able to save his base. Pink, because of the Jilly spam, will be able to maybe, possibly save his base from Black. But will he be able to save his base from Orange? That is another thing entirely, as the Doxes and the Slammers are going to do a ton of damage, and the Ants coming in are going to be eliminating him as well. Pink, you need to run, but I think running is too late. There is nowhere to hide. You are gone, Pink. You are gone. And there goes Pink. Pink should have kept a close eye on that commander, not really lose him to all those units, which is a little bit unfortunate to say the least. So now it comes down to 3 players. That would be Black, Orange, and White. The mighty armies of both of these players are going to be massive. Now let's see the game settings for a second. Seems as though things are a little bit weird for the lag, so let me just save and close and ignore this conflict. But he's Alright, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I just need to check out something for a few more seconds just to try and optimize the game right now and try to make things a little bit less laggy. It seems as though that the beta has been a little bit laggy for me, which is a little bit weird considering my setup, but whatever. That seems to be the case with some beta updates. You know, there's some things you can't really change, and because of all the new units as well as all the new features that have been added into the game, you can't really stop the lag from happening. Furthermore, there's also a fuck ton of units because Orange keeps spewing them in like hepatitis B. So anyway, right now, Black and Orange, the two monos going off and attacking each other. It seems like Black has no way to attack Orange except with the use of nuclear missiles. Now, if he builds another nuclear missile launcher and fires both nuclear missiles at the same time, he will be able to maybe, just maybe, kill off Orange's units. I mean, his commander. Which might be a very, very good strategy. So let's go over here and see Orange's base right now. Orange has completely dominated this planet. There is no question about that. So many fireflies, so many buildings, so much shit. And right now, there's just so many factories at his disposal, just constantly streaming in units, just one by one by one. I would love to see a Jilly spam, but that does not seem to be the case. I'm not sure if you can move in air units through this portal, but it may be doable. We'll just have to see. Whoops, that was the wrong button. Anyway, so let's go back to LGZ Darkside and let us see the continuation of this battle. Here we see that Orange is continuing to attack Black's forces, but Black is still using a surprising amount of eco to sort of propel him into the later stages of this game. Now, I think Black needs to spam out more nuclear missile launchers. Like I said, the double nuke strategy can work. It very well can. But he does need some intel as well. He does have that nuke on standby. Now, here's the thing. Will he be able to use the nuke? That is strange. It was really, really strange. He might be able to, or he might not. Up, and there goes Black's air forces going for the kill on White right now. A little bit unfortunate considering that White was doing relatively well for himself with everything that was going on around him. But alas, White cannot stand up to the might of these air forces. Now, White has made the same problem as a lot of other people have in this game. They're not building a lot of flag towers, and because of that, they're really, really losing in the air defense part of this game. He did have a large landmine array, but it was just not enough. If you don't have flag towers, you're basically dead. These missile defense towers, although good, they're tier 1, they're not tier 2. And what he needs is tier 2. He needs a lot more tier 2. A lot. So So now it's a lead between orange and black. Now, good thing for orange is that he only has to worry about a commander that's on this planet, which is good. The bad thing, this commander is protected by a variety of different units. However, there's not a lot of base defenses from black, and also furthermore, there isn't a lot of units on this side of the map as well. Just a couple of levelers over here, but really that's about it. So what he could do is maybe bypass this entire area, go straight down the middle over here through this side, ignoring the doxes that are over here, and sort of just traversing all this massive terrain and killing the commander this way. That way he avoids all of the units that could kill him, which are on this side, and destroy the commander and have a straight shot towards it. I mean, look at this. This is basically an easy win at this point. So black needs to cover up that hole immediately. Now, unfortunately for black, however, and this does seem to be what orange has improved upon, is that he was able to get out a large chunk, and I do mean a large chunk, of missile defense towers, as well as hummingbirds patrolling this area. So none of black's air forces are going to be able to destroy this area. However, there is no anti-nuke. So if black does decide to use the anti-nuke on the teleporter instead of on the commander of orange, then he could have a relatively good time with that. Now, orange is going to move forward and attack this, basically this unit train of black right now, which is leading all the way to this laser defense tower so they can sacrifice themselves to their god, the alpha commander over black right now. A second teleporter being made. Interesting. So a little bit closer to the battlefield. Really, really good stuff. Bypassing these units. Good stuff indeed. And a giant engage coming out from the pounders of both black and orange. A surprising amount of volleys are going down. Black, you gotta stop turning around your guys. Like, keep fighting. Keep fighting. You were on the edge right now, but your backs are exposed. You shouldn't be doing that. So right now, black is going to lose a couple of ants due to orange. That was definitely a better trade for orange than black right now. But black will be able to build some pelters, maybe defend himself. But pelters, again, are not as effective as they were beforehand. So that's something to keep in mind. One fighter from orange is going to live and just bypass everybody else. He's like, fuck everybody else. I'm going to move away and ignore everybody. Now, black has a ton of levelers here that could counteract this massive pounder push from orange, however. But I don't think that seems to be the case. I think really core duo 2. Yeah, it's not working. Yes, SXX. It doesn't seem like PA is doing well on a lot of computers these days. But then again, updates are updates after all. So what are you going to do? They're probably going to do an optimization patch later on. Or maybe you can get 32 gigabytes of RAM. That should definitely help you out with running PA. Now, anyway, so black's units over here can destroy these units here and thus stop orange's push. But if black forgets about these units and doesn't really counteract this massive push, then orange does have a good straight shot at killing off these base defenses as well as these units and these buildings. Now, will he be able to kill the commander? Probably not. There are units here that can deal with this. And it's not like over here where it's basically undefended territory. Like, no, it's basically defended. You know what? Black over here building a lot of hornets. He could use the hornets and attack these moving units, even though they're less effective against moving units due to the fact that they can miss. Orange is just doing the surprising amount of good things right now in concerns with just destroying the massive amount of units that are coming out of the factories of black right now. Black and orange building up a surprising amount of units. Now, in black, are you going to notice this? You could die, black. You realize that, right? You could die. If you don't attack this, you could die. Now, black over here, building the Hulkins. Good strategy indeed, but I'm not sure if you'll help him in the end of the game. Fighters are continuing to harass and attack a couple of black's units. But black's fighters over here aren't being concentrated that much. And the massive amount of teleporter spam right now is just unbelievable. These units are coming out non-stop with no end in sight. There needs to be some sort of end. End this game right now, Superman. You have killed too many units and you've built too many units in general. Black, what are you doing retreating, black? Your levelers, god damn it, man. No, you had a good shot at defending against this massive ant incursion, pounder incursion. Who cares? Black's nuclear missile is gonna come out. Now, where is it going to hit? It's probably going to hit the teleporter. That is right, kiddos. If he hits the teleporter, then that would be a GG for orange. And the Hulkins coming out from black as well. So that's really good stuff. Both of the players are doing really good things and trying to prevent the other player from winning the game. Right now, I can see that the nuclear missile is taking forever to get across, but then again, that is the case with this game. Stinger coming out and killing off a bunch of Black's units, but there's not a lot of them, so they're not going to do a ton of damage. A little bit suckish. Bum ba dum ba bum. This goes the nuclear missile. There goes the nuclear missile. There goes the nuclear missile all day long. And it seems like Orange is just losing a ton of units to these missile launchers. He decided to, instead of attacking on this weak area of missile launchers over here, just attacking the two and then ignoring the massive majority of this nuclear missile array, he's decided to attack them all head on at the same time. And that's really, really bad, as you're going to lose a surprising amount of forces to that. Nuclear missile is going to come out. Now, will he be able to destroy the massive assortment of units here? He will be able to stop the teleporter, at least for the time being, until Orange can get this teleporter up and operational. Orange still has a surprising amount of units out on the field regardless, so it's not like he needs more units. It's always nice to have more units. Oh, this amount of forces here. Oh, no, no, no. You're going to lose them all, man. No. This is going to be a bad news bears for Orange. The nuclear missile is going to take its time. It's going to go beep, 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 and there it goes. Down for the count does Orange's base defenses as well as his teleporter, which was the only way he was going to be able to send in units to Black's base. And in a fury of lag, there goes his chance of reinforcing this area. That is really, really bad. The massive assortment of base defenses, factories, and the teleport here were destroyed. The units, however, have survived, and now they will be able to march onto a Black space and destroy it. Oh, and it seems like Commando 36 has left the game to the massive amount of lag that Orange has been able to create from the teleporters. So GG to Orange, you have won the game due to your teleporter usage and your massive amount of units that have been on this map. Good for you, and good game to everybody that was involved, and good day to you all. I hope you're enjoying the patch. Remember to keep in mind that because this is a beta patch, that lag and other stuff are going to come into fruition, and you really cannot expect these things to be 100% polished. Anyway, so Black, you did good. Did really, really good. And Orange doing a surprising amount of stuff. So we've learned a lot from these new units, and we've learned a surprising amount from the old units, that they're still going to be of massive importance, but at the same time, the new units do need to work out where they fit in this meta of Planetary Annihilation. Combat medics seem to be a very, very useful unit indeed. However, it seems as though you're going to have to watch where you place your landmines, and you're going to have to watch out for those Jillies as well, as Jillies are really, really, really powerful units. In fact, they are very, very powerful units, have a ridiculous amount of range, and they're able to destroy a surprising amount of units when they have range at their disposal. So that's something to keep in mind, as well as Jillies just being a massive pain. They have a good amount of damage, and they have a decent amount of fire rate, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Jilly spam in the future. Now, Doxes are in a weird situation, and Infernos, although we weren't able to see a ton of them, I can see the purpose for them. They have ridiculously short range, but their damage is moderate from what I've seen beforehand. A lot of these players aren't really using them to the best of their ability, which a little bit sucks, but what are you going to do? And the base flyers, uncontested units, are ridiculously strong. But if they're contested with other air units, especially units like Stingers, then they will fall, which is a little bit unfortunate. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Anyway, so here comes the nuke, and it's going to seal the fate of Orange right now. Bum ba 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 bum. Goodbye, Orange. Goodbye, Orange. Your teleporter is dead. There it goes. Any hope of reinforcing, and there we go. That's Vedanya, Orange's fabricator. Now, is Orange able to build any teleporters from this place? He does have one fabricator bot still here, so he could theoretically build another teleporter, but I don't see how that's going to happen anytime soon. Orange is continuing to move up its forces due to the fact that he just has way too many of them, and he will actually be able to punch through, unless Black has a massive amount of units that he could counteract with this massive train of units. In fact, maybe he can, maybe he couldn't. Slammers are moving forward and attacking the ants, doing a surprising amount of damage. The range is very, very good against these ants. And the Hornets, now they're coming forward, moving forward and annihilating these land units over here. But I don't think it matters as there's just too many Stingers. There goes the airdrop, and here comes the Hornets. Here comes the Hornets. Holy shit, that was a large amount of bombs being dropped, and holy crap. Carpet bombing the shiitake mushrooms out of Orange right now. Orange in a really, really bad situation as the massive hornet nest of Black's units have now come upon Orange's units over here. Orange's poor units, however, is being undefended. These aren't base flyers. They're not weak. These are tier 2 bombers, and they will be able to annihilate these units, bombing, running over and over and over and over and over again. Little bit of a shame, and Black Pelters will be able to turn this around. I didn't think that would be turned around, but I guess it was in the end. So Black is going to build another nuclear missile launcher, and will be able to launch it at Orange. I'm not sure. In fact, let's see if he sees Orange's commander right now. Let's just go to Celestra, and let's see. Let us see what Black sees. Okay. Take these out, take these out, take these out, take these out, take these out. It seems as though... Does Black see it? Does Black see it? Come on. Come on. It seems like the Planetary Annihilation is not responding currently. That sucks just a little bit, but that's okay because it is beta after all. Ooh, come on. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Come on, don't crash. Do not crash. Do not crash. Ah, thank God. It has not crashed, but it seems like the players of Orange and Black, however, have given this game as a draw due to the fact that there's a massive amount of lag coming out from the beta build. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There goes the beta build of Planetary Annihilation, and we'll see you guys next time. Sorry for the performance issues. It seems like the new beta build is a little bit more unstable than I assumed. See you guys next time, and bye-bye.